How you doing?
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing Sovereign Okinec Ahau. This is a scales deck named for hardened scales. Though you don't necessarily have to build this as a scales deck as long as you have creatures whose base power is lower than their current power. Okinec Ahau works great. This means that things like anthems or things that come in with +1/+1 counters or things that have a boost to their power based on something having to do with your battlefield. For example, if a card says, I get +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you have, something like that, those all work great with Okinec Ahau. And in this deck, we're actually having a pretty fun time with just general scales. No, not the one from Star Fox Adventures. I'm talking about the ones right here. I love all of the +1/+1 counter cards that we have in Arena, and they work really, really well together. Many of them increasing the number of counters you have or rewarding you for the counters that you have, and many of the ones in this deck being fairly aggressive and allowing you to move those counters off the creature when it dies. I think that this is a fairly aggressive build of this deck. You could definitely make a similar deck with Rowan. This is actually kind of similar to my Rowan deck. She's really strong too, but it's fun to have her in the 99, and it gives you an excuse to run some really fun cards for +1/+1 counters like Hamza, and of course the classics like Great Henge. Gotta love a good Great Henge, a really great one. Some of the spicier cards you might not expect are actually cards like Zotor. I've also seen unnatural growth in builds for Okinec Ahau because they turbocharge your extra power. So when Okinec Ahau attacks, all of the creatures that have their increased power get +X/+X, and those are +1/+1 counters forever, just buffing like mad. This is a really cool card and a really great deck. So we're going to take it into the queue and we're going to put some +1/+1 counters on some creatures. Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord. Sorin's a pretty good commander. He is able to give lifelink to all your creatures on your turn and reanimate things. Or if you need to, just ping your opponents repeatedly for one. It can even hit Planeswalkers. Also gives Planeswalkers lifelink, which is not usually relevant unless you're somehow like sneaking a Chandra into the deck, but it can be. It can be pretty cool. I am going to bolt in this Emeria Shattered Skyclave to try and get down the first threat, the Grateful Apparition, because the Grateful Apparition on hit proliferates. I took out most proliferate, but this is a really aggressive proliferator. And it's going to proliferate the indestructible counter on Rowan. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. They foretold something. It could be a board wipe. But thankfully we can make another creature indestructible. Do I want to go for Okinec Ahau? I think I'd rather go for Ozolith. Duskshell Crawler. Crawler to get a counter on the Apparition. Swinging with both. More indestructible counters. Skyclave Apparition does look at leaves the battlefield. So I am going to use up one of these to get some counters on this Duskshell Crawler. But now we have an indestructible and lifelink counter over here, which is nice. Meow. All right, my commander is now an indestructible lifelinking beast. It's actually double indestructible. Yeah! Double indestructible Okinec Ahau. He's a good kitty! Hi, Sheldred. Oh, dang, that's crazy. Bye, Sheldred. Oh, this is beautiful. Flowering of the White Tree gives +1/+1/+1 +2/+1. We attack in. And everybody gets gigantic. We win the game. Good game. Slimefoot and Squee. Slimefoot and Squee are two best buds. who let all their friends go to the graveyard so they can bring them back. You can sacrifice a sapling, and if Slimefoot and Squeeze in the graveyard, use both of them to just come on back, bringing a friend with them, whoever happens to be in their graveyard. Usually there's a mix of self-mill, strong reanimation, and a couple extra saplings and goblins. There's actually a couple loops that you can do with Slimefoot and Squee. I've seen them before, and they're pretty dang good. Oh, right, you're legendary. I was like, why is it letting me cast Flowering of the White Tree? It's legendary. Oh, that's so cute. I'm out here not even reading my cards. Undercellered Myconid. There's your saplings that you can sacrifice for Slimefoot and Squee. I'm gonna be ready to exile Slimefoot and Squee if I can. But now we've got a bunch of creatures all buffed up. And if this dies, we can move its counter onto the Dusk Legion Duelist to draw a card. The cards they milled are not huge for reanimation. One of them's actually a reanimation piece, like you use it to reanimate. Oh wait, this is cool. I'm gonna use Agatha's Soul Cauldron to exile their Elvish Mystic, putting a counter on my Dusk Legion Duelist. These now can tap for green mana. Anybody who has a +1/+1 counter on them on my side of the battlefield can tap for green mana. We're ramping using their graveyard. If this dies, we can use it to make mana of any color. Exiling this does nothing. It is cool. Yeah, Agatha's Soul Cauldron is so good. Both in like these scales decks that have +1/+1 counters, and also just as a general piece of graveyard hate. I think it's very versatile. It's one of those cards that I'm happy was printed. There's also some very silly combos using it. I'll actually be able to play the cat next turn. Sweet. Probably playing the cat, attacking with the ooze, even though it will die. Ooh, are they gonna kill it first? That's probably smart. It's also a 4/5, so this would be a 5/5 on attack. They sacrificed a token. This is now in the graveyard. I'm trying to decide if I want to, like, offer them a trade with one of those. I don't think I do. This is just me trying to get lands. Oh, right, I need to hit you if I wanted a land. You have card draw text. This needs to be buffed up anyway, though, so we can attack in and get additional power on all of you. They each get 1 power from this, so 1 counter, and then if they already had a counter on them, even more. Like, this is a 0/0. Hey, pretty lady, how you doing? You reanimate? Sure you are. Eldritch Evolution, sacrificing Myconid, and they can get anything that costs up to 5 mana. Tendershoot Dryad, nice! Gives all of their saplings +2/+2, and is going to spit out a sapling every turn. Good for Slimefoot and Squee. If I manage to kill it, they'll bring it back. Scraps, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat's being, irresponsible right now. She's being a naughty princess. Why can't you use this? And only on a legendary campaign. Oh, I clicked wrong on that. That's what happened. Who cares? Now all of you can tap for green mana because I love you. Yeah, I goofed that up. I meant to attack with the Sovereign this turn, but it works out. We're going to make it so all our stuff will be super duper mega ultra unblockable with Champion of Lameholt. Especially if I can get that Vorinclex out. Hey. Slimefoot and Squee brings out a friend. Yeah, Vorinclex will double those counters. If they don't have an answer for this, they are going to be dead. They are in black, so kill spells can happen. They can happen to you. They can happen to me. They can happen to everyone. They could have a lightning bolt. Yeah, but I'd have to cast it first. Nothing to reanimate in either player's graveyard. Nothing to steal either. Alright, so they have the Champion of Limeholt getting hit with Bone Shards. We only get activated abilities off this, so they will be able to block. But we'll still have, I'm gonna say, a lot of damage. A lot. Not a little, it's a lottle. Okay, those two seem good for us. I want to tap you. Green, green. Wait, no. I want the, yes, Defiler. Okay, so one. I'll try paying attention. It's hard. I don't feel like it a lot of the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. They're not going to be countering it. Buff them up. Draw a card. Bond Warden. Gotta buff up one of these Tramploids. Before combat, exile you. Again, buffing up the Tramplers. Go to combat. Swing in with all of these. They're big. Very big. Very, very big. These two have trample. These two do not. They do have a Death Toucher. Just the one. It's a wee one. And you're using your Death Toucher on the Defiler of Vigor. Got the life flanker here. They do have 30 life. So, you know, they got some to spare. They also have tokens to spare. Yeah, Death Touch on the trample so it will die. I feel like it's a matter of they do have to prevent enough damage from both of these, but they can also pick which one of these they want to kill. They could also go for, like, Okinec Ahau here, but they'll be spitting out chump blockers every single turn off both, like, Slimefoot and Squee and the Tendershoot Dryad. They just have to prevent enough that this actually dies. Okay, let's see if they live through this. They do live through it! And Tendershoot Dryad will give them another piece to sacrifice so they can, for example, bring back Cavalier of Night. Oh, or they're actually going to use that to bring back Slimefoot and Squee. I would have thought they would have done the returning Mire Triton to self-mill again, if they had enough mana to bring that back. Since now they can't reanimate. I got that good gravy from the graveyard. Again, putting counters on Vorinclex. I don't feel I need to do this pre-combat this time. They're big. Very big. Very large. 48, 42 Vorinclex. Chonky. Good game. How what you were at? 48? Oh, it's 48, 47. It's close. It's big. It's really big. I was like, how did it get to have 42? No, it's just really hard to read from here. Good game, Slimefoot and Squee. Rowan, Scholar of Sparks. And Will, her brother, on the back. Scholar of Frost. Yeah, I totally remembered that and didn't have to check. This is a way to discount your instants and sorceries. And it's pretty dang annoying to play against because very often it's got tons of tempo, counter spells, burn, and other things that just protect their Planeswalker while they get it to ult or use it to draw lots of cards. And it's going to be difficult for us over here to try and gut up against it since any damage we're directing at a Planeswalker is not damage going to face. Yeah, they also had a turn 1 monkey, which is just... Big ook. Ragavan swings in, 2 damage to my face. Another treasure exiled card off the top. Jutsu! You know you want the kitty cat. They didn't want the kitty cat. What haters. Gonna use this Knight of Autumn to destroy one of these. If they're running as foretold, that means they have, I'm going to say, a boatload of counterspells in their deck, so I'm just going to take it out now. Oh, Pak Fatigue gives their instance rebound. Also does not survive being exiled while they're tapped out like that. Passing the turn and hoping for the best here. I want to use this Kami of Whispered Hopes to increase the number of +1/+1 counters and also increase my amount of mana. I feel like one of the best ways to counteract something like Rowan is going to be to play something like Basri. A Planeswalker of my own, he's annoying to remove, and we can protect him with what we currently have, and once we get him to ult, that will give us value every single turn. Hi, Rowan. Get some mana. I love just like a ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Oh, I meant to play the Staff of Completion first. I forgot. Go for the bonk. Alright, well, Rowan's off the battlefield. I feel good about that. Using my mana correctly? I would never. Monkey was not thrown under the bus there. They proliferate. Nothing really too proliferate. You want to make these bigger? Like, please do. Our Bond Warden's just, like, getting ready to die. Golden Impact. Very fair. If they cast another instant or sorcery, they can put that damage onto something else. Bond Warden blocks. It's going to move all 0 of its counters onto somebody else. You! 2 mana left. Tommy Whispered Hopes getting that. Yeah, whatever you say, man. I'm always just saying stuff. I'm using this Teferi's protection. They can't touch Basri if he doesn't exist. Get him to ult next turn. Can't deal damage to my face. Got protection. See if they bounce him right here in upkeep. Staff of completion. Okay, so they're using this to hit these two. I think we can proliferate here. Sounds like a good time. I also thought about paying, untapping it, proliferating again. I don't think I need to. I feel like these are going to be nasty enough as they attack in. Because Okinec Ahau makes that into a 22-22, that into a 15-14, and himself into an 8-9. You block the biggest thing? They're almost dead. Not quite, but almost. Would have been a pro-gamer move. The proinist and the jamerist. I also didn't really want to pay that much more life. In case they had, like, a disallow. I get scared sometimes. A cosmic epiphany! You and your full hand. Okay, they bounced the Kami. We are super winning. GG, Rowan. It's Foreign Klex. The big green praetor who gets you 2 forests when he enters the battlefield and turns into a saga. Does a bunch of stuff. Gets you, what is it? 2 creatures. Then 7 +1/+1 counters. And then everything gets to fight. For the low cost of 1 mana. It turns back into itself. Duskshell Crawler, come be chunky. It's a 1/4. This would be a 2/3. They're so cute. Oh, nice. Rishkar's going to let me turn these scaled up creatures into mana-producing creatures. That way I'll be able to get Okinec Ahau down a little bit faster. They're cultivating. Oh, I would rather you tapped that, but sure. Don't know why I prioritized the Rishkar over this, but it's 1 damage difference. If I lose by 1 damage, that's fine. Our opponent gets a Gargaroth out. Yeah, that's pretty chunky. See if I can get bigger than a Gargaroth. I bet I can. I'm not even going to give them the chance to, block with it because it draws them a card or gets them some other stuff. I'm just going straight for face. They're down to 12. Ooh, Ulvenwald Hydra gets them a land. Any land. Nykthos? Maybe the Hydra? Gingerbread cabin. Wait. Oh, it didn't enter untapped. That's why they don't get a food. Of course, that's why that is. Aspirant. Get more counters on my friends here. We swing in, it's very lethal. Especially when we proliferate. GG. Emodi, Celebrant of Bounty. Simic Ramp, followed by Big Stuff. We've seen this deck before. We've seen it many times. She's one of the most popular commanders in Arena. And it's kind of annoying how often we see her. Hey, Emodi, how you doing? You gonna cascade? You gonna cast some stuff for free? Well, thankfully, we have Boromir in our deck. And hopefully, we'll be able to get Boromir out. I'm going to Swords to Plowshares, this Delighted Halfling. Always bolt the bird. I'll always bolt the bird. I'd love to have gotten this out. It's okay that we didn't. Since I didn't have a creature to immediately follow up with. Anyway, more ramp. I'm keeping an eye on my cat while I'm recording this, by the way, because she is being a naughty little princess who wants to destroy all of the plants in my apartment. Yes, I'm talking to you, girl. I'm talking to you, little miss wants to eat my plants. Oh, nice. Kiora, who can untap lands and also will draw them cards for big critters coming into play. Gonna toss down Sovereign Okinec Ahau. I'll just go for either their face, or I can reduce Kiora's ability to untap a few times. Since this has a +1/+1 counter on it, if we attack in with Okinec Ahau, it will get another one. Wouldn't that be nice? Emodi cascades into Migration Path, more ramp. We'll see if we can get a way to buff this before we attack. Okay, so this is actually a way to get a +1/+1 counter onto this creature. I feel like playing Vorinclex is going to be better for me this turn, though. So I'm going to play the Tyrite Sanctum and go for Vorinclex. This gets a +1/+1 counter onto the Beast Caller. And gets me 2 lands. We're going to grab 1 basic and 1 shock land, just in case we need more white later. I don't think we will, but better safe than sorry. I'm going to throw Okinec Ahau at base and Beast Caller at Kiora, trying to just get some damage in. Nice. Okay, cool. Vorinclex's backside on this chapter 2 also puts +1/+1 counters on stuff. Ooh, World Breaker. Gonna take out my Sanctum. That's rough. I can also come back from the graveyard. They'll draw 3 cards off Harmonize, and then they'll draw another card once this creature finishes entering the battlefield, since I think it's a... I was about to say a 4/7. It's a 5/7. Tells what I know. Oh yeah, he's got a nice backside. But we're not gonna get there anytime soon because they ate my beautiful land. What are you doing with that 2 mana? Other than dying. Get another counter. Get even more counters. Bring out the Stone Coil Serpent. More counters, please. I think I'll leave Vorinclex back, but I am swinging in with both of these. Beast Caller is now a 14/14, and if it dies, we get to move those counters onto a friend. Like you, who has Trample. Or you, who's just a big boy. Growth Spiral. They're down to 6 life. They very likely have cards like Ripper's Rebuke and stuff, though. Like, it's an Emodi deck. They do that. Okay, Ripper's Rebuke or Cyclonic Rift. Take your pick. Prime Time gets them 2 lands. Also cascades into O'Hare Keslim. That also cares about swinging in and hitting face. They still have 7 mana because they hit something that has 2 devotion, like 2 pips on it. There's so much. In fact, if they want a rift, they could do it on my turn. Wait until I try to swing in. But there are some cards that could protect me from that. 6 green mana. Oh, I guess they couldn't have done it because they could only make green. Never mind. Well, here's a Galta. Galta cascades into Springbloom Druid, which will let them sacrifice and grab 2 more lands. They still have 3 mana up. I'll see if I can find a way to give you some trample. That would be great. This guy's getting massive. And these are all going to get some pretty big buffs when we swing in. If I attack with this, they'll each get an additional +1/+1 counter, and then they will get essentially doubled their counters right after. Oh, Snakeskin Veil could be cute too. This can also give an additional buff. I'm just gonna go for maximum damage here. Restless Prairie. I'm going to put this buff on Vorinclex. I'm going to attack with everybody, making sure these two are ordered before this. So only one thing has trample on my side of the battlefield. I'm sorry, Carrying Beast Collar, I freaking wish. I like how Okinec Ahau's like, I'm still dead. Oh wait, these both have trample. My apologies. Stonecoil Serpent, also turbo buff. Yeah, don't you like that little chunk chunk? So we have 24 trampling damage. I'll say 7 loose damage. Currently not blocked. The counters give me a dopamine boost. They really do. Especially, like, this thing being this big makes me happy. They have chosen death. Excellent. Yeah, I think that you have to use Galta on the 12/12 to stay alive here. Because otherwise, this is 11 damage, but it's 11 non-trampling damage. Maybe Emodi on there. They really want to trade. Yeah, I think you gotta block to survive because they're at 6 life. They could turn around to deal a lot of damage to me, though. All right, so that's 12. And this way they do survive. They lose much of their board, but they still have some fantastic stuff out here. They can also bring this back. And this also comes back. No more trample left on my board, but we still have that Restless Prairie able to attack. Until they destroy it. Yeah, this thing is, they don't have any colorless. Oh, no, they do have colorless off Arc of Erazka. They also had it off the Hedron Archive. So now other creatures have vigilance. Thanks, Inga and Essica. Why would you have Emodi die versus the Elf die? I can actually explain that. So Emodi is really good to recast. Every time you cast her, she cascades again, which gets you tons and tons of value. So, for example, they just cast her again. They have tons of mana, thanks to this Primeval Titan and other things. So she just came down, got you another elf. The Inga and Essica art. Yeah, I love seeing ladies and chariots pulled by cats on rainbows. Yeah, we have multiple cards that also give, like, modified creatures. For example, Kodama says, like, modified creatures get trample. Oh, and wouldn't that be sweet here? In good news, they're not, as far as I can tell, recasting that World Breaker. Come and get that mana. You got Vigilance! Swing with both of them! I think they just forgot. They have plenty of chump blockers, too. Which is a bummer for us. We really need trample here. That's not trample. I can use this attack in. I don't think that's very good. So I'm just going to use Amaria's Call. And I think I'll swing in with Okinec Ahau. I love the look of a 56-56, though. That's pretty good, huh? Yeah, this way I got some birds for next turn. Maybe swinging in, just deal those final 3. Yes, it does buff creatures that aren't actively attacking. But sometimes you want to be attacking because, ooh, those buffs were stacking nasty. Fabled Passage. Getting a land. 10 or more permanents and only as a sorcery. They have 10 or more permanents. You can even see right here, City's Blessing. Arc of Vraska shows that. They have a couple draws lying around. They could draw a card by casting a creature. Using these. Ooh, uh-oh. That's a Tooth and Nail. So bad news is that Tooth and Nail can usually just kind of get lethal. So, what do you think? Poof? Ah, no, they actually, they went for Vorinclex and Hullbreaker Horror. I guess they're not designed for the hoof when... So we know that they have a creature they can cast. It's that World Breaker. That lets them bounce one of these angels. And if they use these creatures to cast it, they'll draw another card. I assume they'll hit my Restless Prairie. They Cascade. Oh no, it's Karn's Temporal Sundering! Literal moments from victory. Snatched away. Wait. No, I won't be able to survive both attacks. Oh, this also cascades into... Oh, hey, Nissa. So now, our creatures are, maybe bounce, they take an extra turn. The extra turn is honestly what's so killer here. Because we have no creatures left, no blockers, no lands, no nothing. They attack in, they win the game. I'm gonna say good game. Scooch out of here. Because I can tell they want to take additional game actions. I saw, yeah, they were like, I'm going to flip this over. Don't. Just hit me. Good game. Zotor, the Incinerator. Zotor is pretty sweet. She sacrifices a creature at end step to yeet it at any target and make some creature or not some creature tokens, some treasure tokens. She gets you mana. She does burn. And she's a 6-mana 6/6 flyer. Big dragon. She's also the leader of the Riveteers. Why would you want Child of Alara to be on Arena? Why? Why would you wish for that? I've played against the Child of Alara deck. It was all board wipes. That's all it ever will be. More board wipes. Like, Roscoe is a fair and reasonable commander. Roscoe? Or Rocco? You're halfway between both of those, and I don't know which one you're trying to say. Rusco. Okay, you're talking about Rusco. Because it's fun and it's your commander IRL. I mean, it's a board wipe in the command zone. That's, yeah, it's real fun. Did I play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign? No. I don't think I've ever played a Call of Duty. Should I? I might like it. On Elenda, able to give some things haste. Doesn't look like they're playing anything pre-combat, though. Cool. I'll do some more buffing. These. Make this thing bigger. Singing with this fella. Ooh, land. They do have at least one board wipe in their deck. I see those snow-covered lands, and I know what that means. I'm gonna hold up these two. I'm okay with that. They also probably have a Meat Hook Massacre in their deck. They're thinking. They could get Zotor, haste her at the Wandering Emperor, in which case we vanish for a moment, only to come back. Then swing in for lethal the next turn. Or potential lethal. We do have trample, which is good. Hey, Ugin. Who you blasting? They're making a token. Giving the token haste. Or just buffing it. I mean, Toski can block. Well, I got a little extra mana. Make Toski even bigger. Love this little dude. Ooh, fresh henge. There is some amount of damage being dealt here, and I'm not going to bother counting how much it is. Pretty sure it's lethal. Good game. Inti, Seneschal of the Sun. Inti cares about when you discard cards and attack in with creatures. When you discard a card, you essentially get an impulse draw, and when you attack in, you can choose to discard a card to give a +1/+1 counter and trample to a creature until end of turn. Pretty nice, aggressive, and gives you, I don't want to say card advantage, but it gives you an extra bit of card advantage if you're discarding using other effects. Or if you're just like, I don't know, I don't like this card in my hand, I'm gonna filter it out. Well, here's Inti with an extra +1/+1 counter. I decided to go for the Duskshell Crawler here, because I was like, you know what? I'm definitely gonna want to have the bigger creature that can block slightly better. I'm going to destroy this Kamado Faces Kakazan. Choosing to get a +1/+1 counter. Discarding Witch's Mark. We'll see what they got on this. It's a Lightning Bolt! Definitely not blocking that. They have to use this before end of turn, if they would like to get to use it at all. Ooh, Flameblade Adept. An extra bonus for discarding things. Nice. Bit of white mana. I think Okinec Ahau is fairly safe here because of that ward too. So we're gonna vibe, chill, and then hopefully get Flowering of the White Tree out. This is Menace. I'm not blocking it. Conspiracy Theorist. Ah, nice. This way, if they're discarding a card, they can actually play it from graveyard. Ooh, a bolt. Why'd you bolt that in? Oh, so you can get that Scorch Spitter. I really want to buff things. Okay, rather than buffing Okinec Ahau, I'm going to buff the back line. So we're going to swing in with our commander. Make Mikaeus into a 6/6 and a Duskshell Crawler into a 2/5. Hello, you beautiful buggies. Key to the city! Oh, you're gonna make Inti unblockable? I like this tech. This is cool. It also puts me on a clock. We do have a little bit of life gain in this deck, Arwen and Shadow Spear, but we have to find it to use it. Oh goodness, they're all coming in. Alright, they have a Cathartic Pyre, so that's 3 damage to a target. Or an Incendiary Flower, 3 damage to any target. That one's sorcery speed. Or do we want to... I'm going to get that double block in. One more unblockable hit from Inti will take us out. Well, y'all ain't white. Or y'all aren't life gain I need, but... we can still do a lot of damage as we go out. Go for it. Lethal damage. I was like, do I want to play this? No need to. Go for it. Yeah, this gives +2/+1. We double all that up. Damage. GG. Clevelinho, first of the blessed. Hello there, Mr. Vampire. This is the commander deck vampire commander. Like the recon deck. Pretty good. I feel like it's tricky though, because I prefer Edgar for black-white vampires. But this one comes down early. And is a great way to just say, yeah, I'm going to attack in with my vampires. And it doesn't matter if you block and kill them, because I'm going to make them even stronger. I have to decide now if I want to either go for the, I'm going to say, additional value, this Grateful Apparition able to buff itself over and over by swinging in, or the Dusk Legion Duelist, which is just like, card draw. Card draw good. Go for the throat. Okay, so they took that out. They probably would have taken this out too, but I would have drawn a card. Oh, Iron Paw Aspirant. Don't want that quite yet. Swinging with the Tenacious Pup. Ah. Now I have enough mana for Bossry. If we get a land, Sovereign, Okinec, Ahau. Though I don't actually think I'd want to bring it out quite yet. I don't know. I don't feel like I'll be that good at blocking. Ooh, they could flip that next turn. Ardenvale comes in tapped. These two are just such a good duo. +1/+1 counter on the Duelist. Draw a card. Oh, Johnny. Swing in since it's indestructible and vigilant. No, indestructible and vigilant! Okay, I guess those just jump blocks. I get them another vampire. Vampire. Clevelinho comes out, and I imagine they'll name... I don't know, like the Vampire of Dire Moon? Say, like, block this, you won't. Oh no, they're going for one of these. Alright, so this one, if it dies, they get that 4/3. So I'm going to block the other two. Trading my puppy and my Duelist. Or... need you to be big enough that I can get at this henge. Draw a card. Oh, cool. Forsaken Crossroads. It's going to come in tapped. I'm going to name green for now. We scry, and we take a look at this handsome man. Sarah, it's a good land and not really what I want right now. Okinec Ahau. Maybe a Johnny for double vigilance. Actually, I like a Johnny for a kind of different reason. A Johnny's able to give additional loyalty to my other Planeswalker here. So we're swinging in with a 5/5 indestructible. I wonder if they'll sacrifice this vampire to the Phyrexian Tower. That'll let them take out this Ajani. Can you select yourself? You can! Alright, cool. So if Clavileño swings in, it can say, I am the attacking vampire. I become a demon. And when I die, oh, what joy. Nice. Elenda, so when things die, she gets bigger. Like, would you rather have your commander or another 4/3? Okay, now this is nice and dummy thick. Bring out that henge. Use the henge to cast Sovereign Okinec Ahau. I feel like I've gotten plenty of value out of you, so we're going to use you to buff things up. Swinging for 7. Now when she dies, there's going to be lots of little vampires. Little baby vampires. Sanctum Seeker draws them 4 cards? Right? Oh, no, this is the one that drains on attack. I thought this was the one that draws cards and you lose life when it enters the battlefield. Nope, this is some other guy. They're saying when Elenda dies, I get a vampire. You won't get just a vampire. You're gonna get a whole bunch of vampires. Bye, Bossrig. Castle Gearbriggs still coming in tapped. I'll bring out Delighted Halfling. Some more tapped lands. Aspirant. What do I want to make into my turbo monster? Both of you. You're going to be the one who gets trample, I think, this turn. Oh, look. Then that comes in untapped. Gain 3 life. Shadow Spear. Give the cat a stick. The Cavern of Souls, naming... Doesn't really matter. I guess cat. We have 2 cats in a deck. I believe that human is still the most common creature type in this deck, but we have like 3 cats, I guess. Yeah, because we just played this one. Got a 12/12 swinging in. Getting a lot of life. 11/12. Make ourselves a knight. Aw, cute. They turned that vampire into a slightly different vampire. Gain a bunch of life. Cavern of Souls. Name a vampire. I mean, the only counter spells the each of us would be playing would be Mana Tithe. I don't actually have Mana Tithe in this deck, though it is a fun piece. Taking out a Johnny so these no longer get Vigilance. One of them already has Vigilance, though.
We must regroup.
Nemeria's Call. These are now all indestructible. That's okay. I'll still attack into indestructible creatures, quite honestly. My goal, get big. Get huge. Get dummy thick. You can have one. I want you to get big, too. Staff of Completion. Proliferate first. Hey, Boromir. I think I'll just swing in with you. Okinec Ahau. Since these don't have trample. And also, big. 23, 24. Yeah, I ain't reading all that. They're probably with all the indestructibles. We gain a lot of life. And then... they lose indestructible. Guess I still had one extra mana with this. They missed the critical information called Shadow Spear. It's a really good card! You use it to kill gods, use it to kill vampires, use it to kill everything and anything in our way. Good game, Clevelenyo. Vorinclex, big and green, and gets you some lands when it enters the battlefield. This hand does not have enough lands, speaking of which. This is better. I have something to do on turn 2, something on turn 3, and hopefully we get a little bit more white mana for Boss Cat. This can generate white mana, and so can this, but getting that thing out early can be really fun. I'm actually gonna, I think, go for this Beast Collar first. Nice. This will get a counter when I cast a creature, like you or you. When it dies, it moves those counters onto a friend, like you. Oh no, they're ramping. Yeah, this is gonna be a turn 3 Vorinclex. Yikes. A marginal amount of yike. Do they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana? They could get a 6th. Hi, Vorinclex. Doing you forests. Oh, good. I got a land. Land good. Conclave Mentor gets 2 counters. Make that thing into an 8/8. And I'm swinging in. Chunky. Settle the Wilds will get them a 5-cost permanent. Some good ones of those. Gargaroths. But Gargaroth isn't as big as this. So we win. GG. Gix. Yawgmoth Praetor. Usually lots of small, black, aggressive creatures. They hit your face so they can draw cards and play more little creatures. If I had a 3rd land, this hand would be great. But I don't. So I'm going to put it back. This also doesn't have another land, but it has a turn 1 Delighted Halfling. Which is almost a land. Cute little guy. Hey there, Cult Conscript. Playing Kodama of the West Tree. This will make it so my modified creatures, meaning the ones with the +1/+1 counters, or equipment, in this deck will get me some extra lands. And I have a great way to modify this right here. The Luminarch Aspirant. Ooh, Gnawing Vermin. That'll give them a way to kill the Aspirant after. It'd still be worth it. Maybe. Oh, hi, Arwen. Yeah, I really want to land. So if they block with the Gnawing Vermin... Oh, they didn't! Okay, so they really want to draw too. That'd be a good way to do it. I will grab more white mana. Since a lot of our green things here are legendary. You're not legendary. Gix. And a Mox Amber for extra mana. I'll just block the freebooter, so they'll draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and get a treasure token. Oh, and a scry! Oops, all 1-drops. With 2 mana up. Are you killing one of my critters? A little hitting crittens. I love my little critters. Gix, please don't. Oh yeah, Gix also has another ability. You don't see it that often. All these things being put in hand can be discarded. You pay 7, discard them, and steal the top that many cards from your opponent's deck. Aww. So they bone splintered, killing those 2 creatures, but the aspirant lives! For now. It's still alive! Bringing out Arwen, because she's an indestructible blocker. And now she's a 3/3 indestructible blocker. We love you, Arwen. You do so much for us. Do you want to attack? I'll kill the Skull Dweller. Take 2, they draw a card. And I'm watching my kitty cat lick herself. Aw, she's using her spits as shampoo. It's so cute. I love cats. It's so nice that she's in the room with me. She's admittedly in the room with me because she wants to eat dead grass, but at least she's here. It makes me feel like she kind of cares. Cat? Grow! Next turn, so ready for that henge. Maybe that Wandering Emperor. Maybe both if I get enough discounts and mana. Girl, no, don't eat it. Come on. I just told everybody how good you were being by not eating the dead grass. Well, while my opponent tries to make up their mind... rescue this cat from herself. My nice little spit-covered kitty. Hi! Ooh, more 1-drops. See? I know me. Drawing a card. Attacking in. Or when you can attack too. Like the Dusklegion Duelist is already a 7/7. You go, girl. She's a big floof. She's purring so loud because she thinks that she's gonna get more grass. Nope. She's just getting pets. Maybe she'll get a sticky note. Girl, do you want a sticky note? You do love sticky notes. Yeah, hit me right in the face with your puffy tail. Okay, girl, what if I put this sticky note right? Ooh. Okay. Put this sticky note right here. Yeah. You want it? I'm asking for trouble. You're so good, Scraps. Everybody loves you, especially me. So my creatures can be indestructible. Take a peek at their hand, too. This is for kittens. Check out booped by my fluffy little cat. Capture reward is that sticky note being thrown into the hallway. We love you. Oh, love you very much, girl. What you got in hand? Villagites. They're sacrificing that 1/1. Do you pay the 1? They did not pay the 1. Oh, they're doing the thing with Gix! You get 4 cards from me, but are they useful cards? No, they're not. Because Boromir says if you cast a spell and no mana was spent to cast it, it gets countered. GG, Gix. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to catch me recording these live, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I stream pretty much every single day. Also, if you want the deck list, it's in the description. And, you know, have fun. You get to make really big Catman and then attack in with him. I feel like, the only version of this deck that I haven't seen, either from a deck submission or from somebody playing against me, is a Voltron version. And I know that somebody out there could pull off Voltron, Sovereign, Okinec, Ahau. So if you do that, let me know in the comments. Be like, yeah, I made the best list. It's got 20 equipment all on this one guy. And I'll be like, Blackblade Reforged. And you'll be like, Blackblade Reforged. Locks it on Warhammer. You know it too. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a brawlful day.